I think as far as the business for Camisa goes, I want to start by saying our financial year starts on the 1st of April. So that means it started on the 1st of April 2020. It will end at the end of March in 2021. So for our business, it's been a year of zero trade. And what does that mean for a small business? It means it's hard. Innovation is the order of the day. But if we have as our driving force, how do we do better for others? Of course we must do for ourselves. But how do we do better for others? In whatever it is we're planning for our next financial year, then of course we can only progress, even if it's small steps. Now we understand, and like many other businesses, we have made application for every single type of financial assistance that was out there for small business in any kind of industries, in all industries, in our industry in particular. The only success we've had was with the UIF TERS Relief Fund. So we spent many months writing business plans, doing cash projections. How do you do cash projections for a year that doesn't materialize? And so, because we told the truth each and every time in all of those cash projections, here we are, we still haven't received any kind of funding. But we are ever the optimist. We would much rather be honest in our failings than success through corrupt means. That is what sustains us. And so, when we do what we do, that drives us. So we make sure that we employ people, that we give the best to the people, the patrons who come and pay for the events. And in the last almost 12 months, we haven't been able to do any of that. And Clarence has already dealt with some of the financial issues regarding those projects that weren't able to be held. One of the things, I think, the lessons that we have learned is that not everybody understands what it means to run business. Because the risks and financial losses for us are as great as it is for anybody else. So people who don't understand the need for a cancellation fee, and the kind of names that we have been called, my business partner Clarence Ford in particular, tells us that we still have a long way to go in terms of educating and creating an awareness amongst the people who support and come to the events that we host. So we've had some really, really sad moments. But what we have also learned in terms of the business is that no country in the world had legislation for a pandemic like coronavirus or COVID-19. So I recall the public protector at some point in time in 2020, I think it might have been in August in 2020, when the public protector said, of course, what we are expecting to do is to operate from a point of fairness, that they would be looking for reasonableness amongst the parties. You know, so when we talk about refunds or cancellation fees, all of those kinds of things, there isn't even insurance. Up until recently, I think from October again, for the issues that COVID-19 brought to the world economically, and particularly so for small businesses. In our industry in particular, you know, Clarence referred to earlier when the president said 500 people at an outside venue. So when we say 500 people at an outside venue, what does that mean for a small business like us? It means that the total complement of people at the event is 500. The health protocols for events like that is now nightmarish. The liability insurance for an event like that, for a small business like us, is nightmarish. So in order to have 500 people, we can only have 300 people, because 200 people would have to be staff. I want to make one simple example on that. So if you have an ablution facility of perhaps, let's say there's 6 toilets in a row, you're going to have 4 staff stationed there permanently, so that every time somebody exits that particular toilet stall, a member of our team will have to go in and clean. The business, the small business, the organizers, in this case us, we must provide all of the sanitation, all of the protective gear. So if that gives you an idea of how costs for such an event increases without anything else changing, it's a long and hard road ahead, but we remain optimistic. In terms of our team, of course, over time we tried for as long as possible to keep everyone for as long as we could. And then I think in September was probably the hardest month for us. But business decisions must be made when we had to let some people go. And it's been that way every month since September. So emotionally you are a complete mess, you know. Financially you are a complete mess. In terms of your own personal financial responsibilities, you know, it's all a mess. And holding it together and trying to make sure that even the people that is no longer employed by us receives a parcel at the end of every month is such a great joy, because they know we continue to love them. They know that we are because they are, but they are because we are. So in small little ways we try and sustain our team, whether they are permanent workers, whether they used to be permanently employed, whether they're just project people. We stay in touch and we make sure that each one has the ability to have something to eat on a daily basis. And of course we can't do this all by ourselves. It's not as if Clarence and I have groot agtergat sakke nie. In fact, daar's nie eens meer sakke op die agtergatte nie. But we find ways, and when we do things from our heart, when we speak from our heart, when we give from our heart, other people want to give with you. So there are lots and lots and lots of people that is a part of this journey, which makes the difficult times for the business almost worthwhile, because we know the sun shines every day. Even if it doesn't shine here by us, it shines somewhere. and our turn to be in the sun will come again.